Hi everyone, welcome on in to Cutting the Mustard, my show that I do every Thursday at 7 p.m. Central, though I have skipped a couple of weeks, got some nice R&R going on, so welcome in. I do have Kaz coming in here shortly, and I am going to be doing some flatbread, an easy flatbread that we can get done in about 30 minutes, and then I'm also going to be doing a Chorizo Shakshuka, one of my favorite things to make. I'm a huge fan of that. Not a whole ton of mustard going on in the shakshuka, but yes, y'all, welcome in. Please tap those screens. I'm going to get started here shortly. I actually want to get started with my rice, but I'm just using my rice cooker. So it's not really too much to share, but I do have my rice cooker over here. Here, I'll move this. So it's my rice cooker that I do have. Super freaking easy. It's almost not even worth showing y'all. Y'all, please tap the screens. Kaz will be in here shortly. That was some water from my last steam. Alright, y'all, thank you so much for being here. Oh, and I already got a gift. Thank you so much. Welcome in. I love it when Kaz is on my shows, so he'll be... Thank you, Cooking with Father. Welcome in. Nice to have you here. Be sure you're giving him a follow. He also goes live on his own page. Always fun to watch. I'm going to be getting this rice started. Now with the rice cooker, you do have to make sure that you wash your rice. Oh yeah, Kaz is here. What's up? You do have to make sure that the rice is very much using the rice cooker, because usually I don't even care about washing rice. But the rice cooker, they're pretty adamant about it.
Hey there.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm gonna restart this rice cooker.
So you've got the very technical rice cooker. How many controls do you have on that?
Hold on just a second.
Hi, Andrea. Welcome in, everybody.
Hello,
you are watching FoodtokTV, and this is the Mustard Queen. Ketchup is garbage on her page.
Yes.
She is here every Thursday night, 7 Central.
Yes, and we get those heart me's. Be sure you're getting in those daily heart me's when you're coming on FoodtokTV.
Melissa Hollywood. Hi, Melissa.
Alright. Before I get started on the shakshuka, since that's fairly easy to put together, I'll be doing this flatbread, so that way we give it a little bit of time to rest. So with this flatbread, it's not using any yeast. I'm not using any yeast to make this flatbread. And so what I am doing, kind of fluffing the flour, and as you measure flour, you scoop that in there. So I am using just some baking powder, some salt, some yogurt. The yogurt will make it nice and moist. But I've also made flatbreads where I did water instead of yogurt. You know what? I don't know why I'm doing this.
Okay. So you stopped doing it.
It's because, like, I guess I did want to show the technical of measuring flour, but it's just so much easier to weigh it.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, it seems though whenever I weigh flour, which I do most of the time, it seems there's a lot more flour than I expected.
Right. Our cup system is just not very much so regulated enough. I feel like, there we go.
So how much flour is that?
I did 240 grams. Now, it depends on the different type of flour that you use, because I know that some different brands will weigh more. I'm using White Lily all-purpose flour. You can just Google what, like how many grams a cup of flour is. And so for White Lily, and even I looked up Great Value all-purpose, because I also had that. That's also 240. But sometimes it changes. And that's way easier to me than just trying to measure out the scoop and make sure I do it accurately.
Right.
Now, you can absolutely do this with the self-rising flour as well. However, I don't use as much of the baking powder, because the baking powder is the only leavening I'm using in this, is the baking powder. And so I'm only using 1 teaspoon for 2 cups of flour because with flatbread, I want like the little pockets. So I do want like the little bit of rise, but I'm not wanting it to like balloon. And then I will be adding some salt. Not very often I pull out these bad boys, but.
So you're using baking powder and salt. So essentially you're making self-rising flour, right?
Yeah, essentially, but I think the proportions, you use a lot more of the baking powder with the self-rising. I think in all the homemade recipes I looked up, it was about 2 teaspoons of baking powder per cup. I only did 1 teaspoon in here. And then I can't find my salt box, but I have this awesome new spice grinder from the TikTok shop, so I'm super excited about that.
Do you like it?
Oh, I love them already, because usually whenever I buy the electric ones, they will be, like they'll require batteries, and they usually require 6 or 8 batteries, and it's like, why? I'm not asking you to do much. But these are USB chargers, so like the same charger I use for my phone. And then this is a weird ingredient that I'm sure that most people don't really use when it comes to baking. But when I'm baking or making, you know what's coming. Whenever I'm baking or even making desserts and stuff like that, I like using just like a touch of mustard powder. And now this isn't going to add any flavor to this. This mustard powder here, like the way that it's going to combine with everything, this will not add flavor. However, there are studies that show that using the chemical that is made when you make mustard can also be used to help preserve products. So, you know, if I leave it on the counter a few days, it will be better off than if I didn't use the mustard powder.
Okay. You guys, you're watching Food Talk TV. Please give us a follow. Also, hit the notification bell so that you know when we go live. Food Talk TV is the home of the longest running cooking show on TikTok. It's Sunday Night Live.
Yes. We are adding new shows on so much. We are going to be super loaded here soon. Because we do go live twice a day on most days. Thursdays are my special day, though, because it's just me.
It's just you.
Just me.
It's just you.
Oh, the heartbeat came in at the perfect time.
And I think that we're going to have someone new on Saturdays, too, right?
Oh, yeah. Because, okay, if you usually pay attention to my show, you knew that usually it's me over here, and then my husband's out here on the grill. But I had to give him the night off. Because he's going to be doing a show on Saturday, and I'm so excited for that.
Yes.
He always has so much to say, but it's always my show.
Sasha. Hi, Sasha.
Hey there. Ooh. Into this, I have some, this is whole yogurt. It's not Greek. Greek is just a bit more fatty. I would have liked to have Greek, but I just have whole yogurt. Basically, the only difference is like if you leave this in a strainer.
Right.
Yeah, it's just basically thicker, creamier. But yeah, I wanted to mix my dry ingredients first before adding my yogurt. And I've done this with water as well. You can do this with water as well. But the milk, the yogurt makes it super moist.
So you can do it with water?
Yeah, I've done this before with water.
Yeah.
I am certain I could do this with mustard.
Well, you know what? I can get the mustard, but what's going to activate the baking powder if you don't have the acid?
I feel like I've added like some sort of acid in there.
Okay.
I feel like I've done that.
Yeah.
But there was a Weight Watchers thing a while back where they did their recipe where it was just like a 2-ingredient bread, which was like low-fat yogurt and self-rising flour, and that was it.
Right, right.
So it can be done. I mean, self-rising flour, you just need some liquid and it'll do some stuff.
Willie Williams, if you don't have any sound, just go out and come back in. Oh, that's right, you can't hear me. Well, duh. I tried.
Someone type that in the comments, please, because that does happen sometimes.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
So this is meant to be a quick bread. I'm not getting all over myself.
That's the reason why you're wearing an apron.
I just cleaned my apron too. I used my t-shirt press to iron it today, and I feel like, actually my husband did that, but I feel like it did pretty well.
Melissa Murd, who's on the Spice is Right, always wants to know how I keep my apron so pressed, and I don't. I just gain more weight, and it just gets tighter and tighter and tighter. That's all.
Oh yeah, no, my apron is always a mess. And I used to work front of house, so I would always, that would always be a struggle to make sure my apron is clean. Because you don't want someone taking care of you and your food when they have like food all over their stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was my favorite part about switching to bartending, was not having to wear an apron. Because that's like really the signifier that, you know, you're a bartender and not a server.
Right.
Weird how you lose clothing with a promotion. Yes. And so this will be a sticky dough. It will be sticky. Really, you don't want to... It's going to be sticky. It's not going to be fun. However, if I were to add more flour than's needed, then it will make it tough. We don't want to add too much flour to it. And so this is a quick one. You can let it rest for 10 minutes, and that will work just fine. But if you do have time to let it sit even a bit longer, it gives the flour more time to absorb all the liquid. So that way it just leaves for a softer bread. And so, yes, this is sticky.
So, hey, Mark Murd is in the house. Hi, Mark. Good to see you, buddy.
I feel like even that's too sticky for me, even though I know it's supposed to be super sticky. I did add an extra yogurt because I got scared. That's what happens when you don't trust the recipe. Trust the process.
Trust the process. Trust the process. Thank you for the gifts, Zora. Thank you for the peppers.
Thank you. We appreciate you. Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy, Zara is really kicking it up with those peppers. Thank you so much.
Woo! Yeah, because it shouldn't stick to my fingers that much, but it will be tacky. It will be sticky, but this is too much. So I'm just going in like half a teaspoon at a time. Oh, that was a tablespoon.
Hi, Penny. Thank you.
All right.
Oh my God. Okay, Zara is crushing your goal. She's crushing your goal.
Thank you so much. Yes, I love it when I have goal crushers in here. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to let this sit. I'm going to let that flour absorb the moisture because I really don't want to add too much flour to it because that is really what makes it tough.
Okay.
Adding too much flour. Can't do it.
You guys, you are watching Food Talk TV. We have 6 people in through shares. Please share the live with the first 10 people that come up right after you hit share. We appreciate it. Let's bring people in. Taylor is here every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Central. She also goes live on her own channel and puts out excellent content. Short videos on her own channel. And that is Ketchup is Garbage.
But I'm not about the hate on my page. I'm about the mustard love.
The mustard love. And so if you you can search for her just by typing in Mustard Queen, and you'll see the yellow apron. Not that particular yellow apron, but you'll see the yellow apron.
My other yellow aprons are a bit more bright, and I always switch up the sayings. So if you ever have an idea for a funny...
There it is. There it is.
There it is. Y'all are so awesome. Thank you. Ooh, let's do roses this time since I am Taylor Rose. That is my name. So if you call me Mustard Queen, I will answer to that too.
I know. I crushed Kunchi's goal, and he's actually working on yours, but I crushed his goal last time, and so he set it to 5,000. Not fair.
Yeah.
Not fair. Not fair.
Yeah, that's not easily crushable.
Yes. So you guys, what she just did was she put together a dough for a flatbread that she's going to make. And the flatbread is going to go with...
I'm making some chorizo shakshuka, which shakshuka is traditionally a vegetarian dish, but of course it's definitely one where people always switch up with different meats and different additions and different flavorings of that. And mine's going to have a little bit more of a Mexican Tex-Mex flair.
Okay.
With chorizo. Because chorizo is just like the best way to shortcut flavoring a meal. It really is.
Well, most fresh sausages are because they're loaded with spice, right?
Yeah. But oftentimes, let's see what this one has. If it lists no artificial flavors. This one, words I can't pronounce. There's paprika, there's garlic powder, and there's chili powder in here. So this one's already pretty flavored. But it doesn't mean I'm going to stop. Doesn't mean I'm going to stop adding flavor. Oh, yeah. And I'm basically making 4 servings, even though it's just me and my husband tonight, but I'll eat the rest of it tomorrow.
You know, we made shakshuka on Cooking Club a few months ago.
Oh, yeah?
And because I'm the only one who's eating in my house, I put in 2 eggs and cooked that, and then the next day I took out the skillet, made a couple of indentations, and put in another 2 eggs. So I didn't make. Yes.
Yeah. So whenever I do this, because what this is, it's basically a spiced tomato sauce where you let it thicken and then you poach some eggs in there, and then you can get super creative with it from there. So that is the best way to do that, is to, only do the eggs you're eating tonight and then save it so you can add, or even just fry some eggs on the side.
Right.
I just love eggs. Eggs are, if I wasn't the mustard queen, I would be the egg queen.
You would be the egg queen.
I love eggs. I remember one of my first shows was just me doing eggs different types of ways. I'm going to get a bowl for my scraps. I like to save my scraps for stock.
You guys, if you're just scrolling through, please give us a follow. We go live multiple times a day here on Food Talk TV. And this is the Mustard Queen. My name is Kaz. I have my own channel, Cooking with Kaz. And I just put out a potato chip video.
Yeah, you've been putting out some content. It's been some good content. And I don't say that to be nice. I never tell anyone that to be nice. Because the thing is making fun of content.
I have to actually concentrate on content. I haven't been putting out a lot. But I'm going to be putting out a lot of 10-second cooking schools.
Yes, which that is definitely a Food Talk TV favorite, is the 10-second cooking schools. Most of our viral videos have been 10-second cooking schools.
Yes.
Yes, that is something that is uniquely Food Talk TV. But we are not telling you not to do your own 10-second cooking schools. We want to see them.
Yes, yeah, do it. Okay, so Kay is asking, is there a written recipe for this?
There is. It's already posted on the website. That is not my beautiful photo. I am not that. So I will be posting an updated photo when I have it updated, but I do have the recipe already up.
Yes, the website, you guys, is FoodtokTV.com. FoodtokTV.com.
So I was on another Food Talk TV live, and we were talking about how everyone has just different ideas for the best way to cut an onion without crying, and like how everyone has their own tips and tricks with it. And with mine, first of all, it's a sharp knife for me. I can't direct that at the camera, but sharp knife, and then pushing the knife away, so that way like all of the sulfuric spray goes away from you. And that has been working really well for me. Though I would love to hear your tips and tricks because everyone has their own.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. My best tip for cutting an onion without crying is to have someone else do it.
Goggles.
Hashtag couple goals. And Birdie says that super cold is her trick, keeping it super cold.
I have heard about freezing them ahead of time, but I never have that forethought.
Okay.
Never do it. But
So
we'll have to try it.
Kay says that, I guess Kay is looking at the recipe and says that they're set because they have eggs and chorizo.
Yeah, there'll be eggs on the top at the very end. Once everything is together, because I'm cooking the chorizo down now, and then I'll be adding some veggies and stuff to it. And then once the sauce has time to thicken and stuff, then I will like put little wells in there and crack the eggs in there, and yeah.
So Bad Dog says that his trick is don't cut off the root end. And Melissa Murd is in the house. Melissa!
Y'all be sure to give Melissa Murd a follow as well. They go live on their own channel all the time, but they're also on Food Talk TV Mondays at 6 p.m. Central for their show, The Spice is Right, which I love the name. I love it. I'm using these sweet peppers, but feel free to use bell peppers. I just have been getting these these little sweet peppers instead of bell, just because it's like $3 or $3 or $4 for a big bag. But I feel like I spend over $1 on a pepper every time, like a bell pepper.
Positive T90 FTTV strong. He is one of our great creators on FTTV, which is our creator network.
So my chorizo, yes. Which y'all, if you are a web creator, we do have a creator network. I love our creator network. It's really helped with numbers and, any sort of troubleshooting you have with going live, we are here for you. Food Talk TV came first, but because of Food Talk TV, that's how FTTV got created. Because we're in it for all creators, even though we are a tight-knit group over here on Food Talk TV.
Yes. Yes.
I'll show y'all the actual food I'm doing. It's got to be weird to take my word for it.
Yeah, that's it.
The one thing about this is that it really is a one-pot dish, but so many people will want you to, take a plate with a paper towel and drain it and do all that. But, that kind of ruins the point of a one-pot meal, right? Most of the time, one-pot meals, it's like, you liar. You want me to use so many other plates and bowls and things to reserve? I don't think it's truly a one-pot meal unless you use the cutting board and knife and then your pot. Now, utensils, on the other hand, I'll use 20 of them.
I was at the bookstore, Barnes & Noble, and I saw a book, and it said one. And I'm thinking, okay, is this another one-pot book? So I pulled it out, right? And no, it was sheet pan meals. Now that's truly one pot. The sheet pan meals are truly one pot.
Which I do like one pot or sheet pan meals. I love them, but usually people just assume everything takes the same amount of time to cook.
And it doesn't.
It does not.
It does not.
If you're telling me that onion and carrot cook at the same time as your chicken, okay. I'm only scared about one of them.
Yeah, and it's not the carrots.
I don't care at all about those. See what I did there?
Yeah, I don't care it. Yeah.
At all. Which I do want this brown and crumbly, but I'm not going to finish cooking this and then let it drain. I'm just going to add my veg. Which actually, before I do that, I should probably finish my peppers. Oh, yeah. No, thank you so much for joining and hanging out with me on Thursdays. Sorry I haven't been in the past couple of Thursdays, but I'm back now. I'm here.
She back. She back.
Back again.
So Bertie was saying that that peppers are pricey right now.
They really are. These sweet peppers, I've definitely gotten a bargain off them, and like, they're not so easy to cut right now because it's their last day.
It's their last day.
Yeah, it's the last day, so they're a little soft. So I promise it's not my knife skills. It's the pepper's fault.
Also, apparently, when you reset the goal, you did not hit confirm.
Oh, crud!
Because Melissa wants you to do that desperately.
Oh, it's my pleasure. So I had a manager whenever I worked or waited tables and bartended and stuff, and he honestly wanted us to say it's my pleasure, and like the only way I know how to say that is sarcastically. So sorry if that came off sarcastic, but it really was my pleasure where he says I go for you.
Okay, we have a live goal. It's 250 roses.
Yeah.
Let's see what you guys can do. Also, we have 5,000 likes.
Yes. Wow. Thank you for those finger workouts.
And the 100 or so people in the room, you are watching Food Talk TV. This is Taylor Rose. She's the mustard queen. She is here every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Central.
Yes. I've been doing my show over a year here now. And I really like it. I really love doing it. Already. Melissa Murd. Okay.
Melissa's crushing it. She's crushing it. You guys, please share the live. We've had 7 people come in through shares. Please share the live. Let's bring other people in. Share with the first 10 people. First 10 people on your list, okay?
How bored is rhythm that we know what we're doing, that we're a fun time around here.
That's right. Oh my God. Melissa
Woo!
achieved. She did it by herself.
Woo!
What?
It always makes me feel so loved. We appreciate you.
Oh my gosh.
But y'all, even if you're not giving gifts, just tapping those screens and those finger workouts, we see you too. We see you too.
Yeah. You guys, you can see Melissa up there. Please follow her. She goes live 3 to 4 times a week on her own channel. She's an excellent cook, and she kills it every Monday night. Every Monday night on Food Talk TV.
Yes. I love watching their own page because they also do games and stuff afterward too. All sorts of trivia games.
Yeah, they have their own community over there. After she's done cooking, Mark Murray plays games.
He gets to eat the food.
Yeah, and your job is to figure out what he's drawing. He's not a great drawer, so it's really hard.
I'm just going to get a little grease out. See, this is how I'm stopping the whole, moving this to another plate. This is how I'm draining that grease. But I still want to keep some in here because I want my veggies to cook in it.
Yeah, because that grease, in this case, I know I say fat isn't flavor, but that fat is a carrier. It's a carrier for the flavor.
Flavor carrier.
Yes, a vehicle. I'm sure there's a more scientific way of saying it. I don't know. Mark. Oh, Mark, I didn't realize you were there, buddy. Yeah, hey.
Just talking about you. Is this just like whenever people say mustard in their lives 3 times, I just magically show up?
Yep.
Now, I am using a wooden utensil here. My chorizo isn't all the way cooked yet, but once it does kind of get to that all the way cooked part, then I will switch utensils.
So is that a cast iron enamel pan, or is it just aluminum?
It's cast iron, but it is ceramic coated.
Okay.
It is cast iron. It's already kind of starting to tear, which makes me sad, but yes. I do have these cast irons kind of warming up because I do want to heat up some cumin seed for this. I'm just going to toast my spices just a little bit. The cumin seed I think is the only one I'm going to toast because they will also toast in the pan, but I want to just toast this separately, which not a one pot anymore, but that's just my bouginess.
Right.
Ooh, I didn't even... About a teaspoon. Kaz, was that about a teaspoon or did I mess up already?
No, that was about a teaspoon.
Okay, yes, I'm getting better at my eyeballing, which you would figure as a bartender I'd be better at.
You know, I was watching Bar Rescue the other day. They were showing how to count off drinks. I didn't realize it was that easy.
I mean, it is, but it also isn't. Like, because, you know, when you're working in a bar, you're also dealing with so many other noises and stimulations. You know? There's so much other things going on. But yes, you do kind of... the best way for me has been, like, the British ambulance.
The British what is that? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Alyssa Hollywood, thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the lightning bolts. Thank you for helping with the goal.
And I had that cast iron preheating a bit, so it's already pretty toasty. So it didn't take long. Usually if I put it in there when it's cold and then just turn it on, it takes a few minutes.
Mr. Crown Royal, Jesse is in the house. We've already had Sasha.
And you know, I'm actually out of smoked paprika, but for some reason I kept my container. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my spices in here and maybe they just kind of get the sense of being around smoky stuff. Smoked paprika.
Good idea.
We'll see if that works. It's scrappy cooking.
Jesse says, yo, yo, yo. That's his catchphrase, guys.
Yes. Whenever I hear yo, yo, yo on my feed, I know it's Jesse.
And, hey, Babs, how you doing?
Hey, Babs.
You guys share the live, and share the live.
I make my own chili powder. This isn't chili powder like CHILI. Because mine are just like from Chili's that I powdered.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I guess the chili powder, the CHILI, that typically has like oregano and other stuff in there. Yeah. So that one, it's ready to season your chili. But the point of this chili is to make it spicy. So I do have some chili powder, chili with an E at the end powder. I put in some Mexican paprika,
chili powder,
crushed cumin seed, and some cayenne. I always put optional whenever I do cayenne powder, but you know, when you're reading someone else's recipe, technically it's all optional. Like no one's making you do any of this.
Right. Except for you guys, when you read her recipe, you have to do it exactly. So.
Well, I'm also a big fan of the spice, you know, so I can understand if people choose to do some things, some spicy things.
Spicy things.
Yes, and so before I add my spices, I am going to make sure I get some of this, like, greasy. That was the lid. No big deal. Everyone's okay. Yes.
Hi, Andrea.
Hey there.
I saw you before, Andrea. I just didn't say hello to you.
I actually think that's okay. I don't think I need to soak any more out. I think I soaked out all I want to.
How's it smell?
Ryan, do you want to tell me how it smells?
Amazing.
Oh, he's just sitting in our living room and he says it's amazing.
Okay, there we go.
He's not one to lie to me. So we'll add the little seasoning blend I just did and we'll let this get all nice and fragrant. I also want to get some garlic, which I honestly hate chopping garlic. And I already have my spice grinder out, so why not?
Oh.
Yeah, I'm just going to use the spice grinder, and plus that will actually get any sort of like leftover cumin that's in here.
Okay.
So, you know, because the whole point of this is to like not use all the dishes.
So what kind of spice grinder is that with a metal container?
I think when I got it, it was cheaper to purchase a, it's Sakura, and it has a removable thing, which if you're getting a spice grinder, I recommend being able to remove it, because my coffee grinder does not do that. But I think when I got this, I searched for a coffee grinder, because that was cheaper than a spice grinder, even though it's the same thing. So, I have 2 different containers of these on here, but I've had this for like 6 or 7 years now.
Jesse, we're making a shakshuka.
Yeah, chorizo shakshuka.
She already has some bread or some dough over there, which has been resting for about 20 minutes for a flatbread.
Which is already double the time that was the minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you need it to sit at least 10 minutes, but the more it sits, the more the flour is going to absorb the liquid. All right. Whenever I make content and I do any sort of blending, which I do a lot, because, yeah, that worked out very well. And it got all my, like, cumin that was left over in the...
Okay.
Yes. Oh, yes.
You guys tap the screen. We're up to 5,300.
Yes. And, you know, whenever someone lists garlic in their recipe, it's always, like, a starting point for me. You know? It's always where we begin. I almost never, like, fully listen to garlic instructions.
Yes, it's like baking and vanilla with me. I know, I fully realize you can add too much vanilla, but I haven't reached that point yet.
You know, now that you say that, I don't think I've ever experienced that either.
No. Yeah. I know it's possible. I've heard that.
Right.
And Birdie says you always need extra.
Right.
Okay, so here's a general cooking question that Bro Willie Williams asks. How long would it take to cook Great Northern beans that you get in a bag in a pressure cooker?
Oh, like, okay, so I think Great Northern beans take a little bit longer, but usually whenever I make beans in a pressure cooker, it's about 40 minutes.
Now, of course...
and I don't even soak mine.
Yeah, so 40 minutes. 40 minutes sounds about right to me, too.
But I think the Great Northern beans are actually more.
Thank you. Respectfully. Oh, thank you. That was to me. Wow.
So I had already decided I was doing shakshuka before I realized I didn't have whole canned tomatoes, because that's usually my go-to for this, is the whole canned tomatoes. I just had a can of tomato puree. But
the whole can. Okay.
We're just going to go. Of course, if you have fresh tomatoes, you can use those as well. I personally liked canned tomatoes for this recipe, just because it's just so much easier. You can use fresh tomatoes, you just have to add plenty of water.
Right.
And it takes a lot longer to like stew them down, so this is perfect for that. All right.
Melissa, thank you for the lightning bolts. I appreciate that.
Now, before I taste that and adjust for salt and pepper, I'm also going to be adding some chilies and adobo. One of my favorite ingredients. Another canned item, but...
Okay, so this is my problem with those. Those are so great, but I can't use the whole can, and I just never get to another recipe where I need the other peppers.
Freeze them.
You know.
And these do have some heat, but also a lot of smokiness. So, like, you know, 2 to 4.
Yes.
But for me, I've also frozen mine before, but then I forget they're in the freezer.
Yes. I know. That's my problem. That's the reason why I sighed when you said freeze them. Do you know how much stuff I have frozen?
Whew. those do have a bit of heat to them, but it will be enough for our whole pot.
And those picked up the rest of the garlic, right?
Yes, yes. That's exactly what it did. So not only did I not have to use too many other pieces of equipment, because I'm kind of breaking my one pot rule here by having this spice grinder.
Oh, come on. That's like saying you used a knife, too. That's not the same. And Melissa Mert says that she grinds hers and freezes.
Oh, yes. I know I probably have a bag of chipotles and adobo in my freezer somewhere. I know I do. But it does freeze really well.
So I like your Tex-Mex take on this. The North African shakshuka is made with a harissa sauce, which is just a red pepper sauce paste. So
I love harissa paste too. I love that.
Yeah, so you're essentially doing the same thing with more common ingredients. Harissa is not easy to find, even in Walmart.
I can sometimes find it in a paste form, in a tube, but it's not very often. Like sometimes if they expand their collection of pastes, like the herb pastes or the garlic pastes, it can be there sometimes. And now this is controversial, but because I don't have the texture from the whole tomatoes that I would have wanted, like, because that does add some texture to it. You get those chunks of tomatoes. This is very controversial, but I'm adding some red beans. And plus, we all need more fiber. It's good for you.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah. So definitely controversial, but it's already getting pretty simmery. I'm going to make sure I didn't forget anything because this is definitely one of those recipes where I add a ton of ingredients.
You know, I don't know how controversial it is because you can buy a cookbook that has page after page of shakshuka recipes. Everybody, it's a family deal where you may make it completely different than the people down the street.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Everyone has their own idea. So you can't really go wrong with it as long as you have some sort of tomato sauce and some eggs. You know, you can basically spice it and season it, use whatever veggies you have and make it work. I was kind of thinking, though, how I was going to mustard this. And I was like, you know what? Not everything needs to have mustard in it. And I say that as the mustard queen.
So I'm going to tell you that it's probably time to put your bread in the oven or wherever you're going to put it.
Yeah, so this is what I'm working on next. I think you are correct.
See, I'm here to help.
Yeah. I need a kitchen assistant.
I'm here to help.
Ryan bought me this mat a while back, and it does have the nice little, like, circles on here so I can see how many inches my stuff is.
Oh, is it a baking mat?
It is, yes.
Ah, I've always seen those. I don't have one, though.
The only reason why I have it is because it's yellow. Like, if it was any, probably wouldn't.
I do have a cheese grater, though.
Oh, you do have the yellow cheese grater, which I was looking for a yellow version of those for the longest time. It always drove me nuts that they did not have a yellow version of those cheese graters. So silly.
So silly. They're made to grate cheese. Maybe they don't want you to see the cheese.
Right. So I had a friend give me one as a gift, and it's red, and it's like, I don't like having red items in my house.
Really? Oh, yes. Ha 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 ha. Okay.
I just can't taste it.
Okay, so she's had this very sticky dough over to the side to let it completely hydrate. So
Which is pretty sticky. Still contemplating if I should add more. I want to trust it.
Trust it, trust it, trust it. Hey, do you know I saw this trick on Food 52. Food 52. the way to handle a sticky dough is counterintuitive. You don't put more flour on your hands. You put water on your hands.
Oh, I'll try that. Yes. Here for that. Soak him.
Now, guys, I've never tested this, so we're just going to...
Yeah, we're going to let me do it. We'll see. But I am going to move my stew over here, let that simmer, and let my cast iron, because this is going to be a cast iron thing. It's been kind of...
Oh, is this going to be, what's the word for that flatbread? I forgot.
Different types of flatbread. And this is mostly like a quick leavening one. The closest I would say would be to roti.
Okay. Hey, look, it's working.
Yeah. I feel like I already need more water, but it does. Because I don't want to add more flour to it because that's what's going to make it tough.
Right.
I don't want that. Okay. We'll trust it. We'll see.
Yeah, on the Food 52 channel, the lady keeps a bowl of water there. She says you have a sticky dough. You just keep your hands water or wet, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, I should probably get a bowl for this. That ruins my pot meal. No, I'm kidding. I'll just use my flour bowl.
Oh, guess what? Benita wrote in the comments, 10-second cooking school.
That is a 10-second cooking school. You were so right.
I didn't even...
Audience. Yes. I don't even know if I'll need a rolling pin for this. I don't know if I want to bring a rolling pin into this.
Okay, Willie Williams is asking, why don't you want to add more flour?
Just the more flour you add to it, like especially after it's already risen, it will just make it more tough. And I'm trying to avoid that. Yeah. So I don't think it would be the end of the world if you added more flour, like especially if you just could not even deal. But I might even have to add more flour because I might not be able to deal. I did add a bit more yogurt because I was scared I didn't have enough. And so I may have already, ruined myself. But it's okay. This is supposed to be an easy flatbread.
Yeah, this is a flatbread. You're not going to ruin it.
I do have my water bowl next to me. This is awesome. I'm a huge fan. There we go.
Melissa Murd says that she always adds more water when making tortillas or tamales or pupusas. She just adds water to her or oil to her hands. So.
Ooh, oil would also be a good one too.
Yes.
I thought I was going to do 6, but I think I'm going to...
You're going to double them up?
Oh, man. I did not trust myself at the beginning when I did this because I really did not want to add enough flour. But see, this is why whenever you do a recipe, you just trust yourself. A lot of times I'll just make this without even a recipe, and it's never this doughy. Like, this is also kind of how I make cornbread. I'll do it without a recipe and just, wait. Just keep throwing stuff in there until it looks right.
Yeah.
This one I actually tried to follow a recipe and then second-guessed myself. It's okay, friends. We all do it. Even the professionals here at FoodtokTV. We all
Yes, we do. All you have to do is watch my show. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to be live on Sunday night.
Yes, be sure to tune in for that. Because we do this all the time, but as soon as we're live, it's just oh boy, did I mess up? Did I just ruin everything?
I think that this Sunday night, I'm not going to do anything very technical. And you know how I get when I'm doing technical stuff. Well, I get the same way as you.
Yeah,
when I'm doing technical stuff. Yeah. So I don't think I'm going to be doing a technical recipe. I think it's just going to be dinner.
Because I spent so much time trying to figure out what my recipe was going to be. And then I get on here and I just didn't trust it. But I had spent all day researching it. being like, okay, what's my amount for it? Because, you know, if you're the type of person that usually just cooks without a recipe.
Fran Diego says that your spatula is adorable.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Maybe I should have used a rolling pin. Okay, who wants to watch me play with Play-Doh? Maybe I should change, like, it from food over here at the selection up here for just, like, arts and crafts. That might need to be what happens.
This is live cooking, guys. This is live cooking. I think so far the only person that's been on Food Talk TV that hasn't had a complete meltdown or mess up has actually been Melissa Murd.
I think so. I think she's the only one where she's like, oh, I got it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Which, if you're ever expecting me not to, you know, be this, then, you know, you're watching the wrong show on Thursdays, which is okay. If you don't like my show, we have all sorts of creators different days of the week. I think we're fun. I think we're a lot of fun. So, I think I thought way too hard about not adding too much flour. There we go. There we go. There we go. That's it.
And you're right, Melissa is the best. But we've got several Melissas, and they're all the best.
You know, I was thinking, like, especially with our new creator that we have joining us, we have a lot of creators with M names.
Oh, yeah, Maggie. Oops.
Yeah, we have Maggie joining us, and then we have Mayumi, and we have Michelle, and we have Melissa. And we have Mark.
That's right. So we have lots of M's. We've got lots of Texas.
Lots of Texas.
Birdie.
Excited to Maggie because she's not in Texas.
Oh, so where's Maggie from?
She's out of Atlanta, but she was born in Ghana.
Atlanta, born in Ghana. So Georgia from Ghana.
Yeah.
Okay.
She also does a bunch of traveling and stuff too, and so I'm excited to see, you know, some of her travel food sessions. Oh yeah, there we go. See, guys, even when you have someone yelling at you, telling you not to add more flour, sometimes you just need to add more flour. You guys,
we are changing up our schedule soon, starting this Saturday. We're going to be experimenting a little bit. Also, Bobby is moving full-time over to FTTV Creators Europe, which is our creator agency for the UK and 13 other countries there. So he's going to be doing that full-time for FTTV. So he's already done his last show on Food Talk.
But this Saturday, we have some experiments incoming.
Yes.
And yes, husband, I did call you an experiment. He said it wouldn't be fair if I didn't. This is already looking way better. I was just so scared of adding more flour. It's like, don't be scared. Don't be scared, y'all.
So, Melissa Murr says that husbands are awesome.
They are awesome. I think Mark could have a show. It would just basically be a second show for Melissa, though.
I don't think that the Murdoch household can handle another show. So,
but they do that on their own page sometimes, where it will be Melissa will be teaching him how to cook, and that's always really fun.
Yes.
So, okay, that first one, that was actually like a hot mess. It's still going to be tasty. It's still going to be delicious bread. Hold on. Like, look at that. I didn't get any of the pockets out of there. It's a little dense, but you know what? It's going to work perfectly with this chorizo Shakshuka I got going on.
Exactly, Jimmy. He's making fried bread.
Yeah, I'm making exactly. So I do need to. I don't want to get into my arts and crafts over here too much with my holder, but I do believe it is time for me to add some eggs to this mixture. Because I need to crack the eggs.
That is shakshuka.
Yeah. I'm going to crack the eggs, and then I'm going to let that sit for about 5 minutes with the lid on, and that should be great.
She's right now she's making little wells so that the eggs can just sit in there. Yeah, Babs. Shakshuka is a very, very flavorful tomato mixture, and then you crack eggs into it, and you cook them to the consistency that you like.
Yes, I like mine super runny, but I always find myself, whenever I try to crack an egg directly in here, that is when I get shell. If I go into ramekin first, we prevent shell. And plus, you also get to like help form that little divot.
Yes. So Jimmy says that his grandma made a giant biscuit called a hoe cake.
A hoe cake.
And fried bread is a Southern staple.
I love that. So this is basically what I was going for all along, right?
There you go. Mark says that he's going to stick to the chat for a while.
It's okay. It's okay, Mark. I think you have a fun job.
Okay, so she's cracking the eggs into a bowl and then putting the bowl into little wells that she made in the tomato. Oh, there it is. I heard it.
Oh, you heard it? I feel like we always talk about that in our shows. So I'm like, I don't need to do this 10-second cooking school again. But when you crack the egg, like you only tap it gently until the membrane breaks. And so then when you crack it, it comes apart way easier.
Yes.
Put a little salt over the top of my eggs. Pepper, pepper, pepper. God, I love these things. They're so cool. Oh, I love the fact they're USB chargers. Yes.
You guys, you're watching Food Talk TV, and we go live every day. Please give us a follow. Also, hit the notification bell so that you can find us when we go live, because we go live several times a day. Ooh, that looks very soft.
Yeah.
I bet that tears nicely too. Yeah, there it is. There it is.
Yeah, I feel like
You were doing that off camera, weren't you?
I didn't want to be like, hey guys, see how I messed up this bread.
It looked great.
Okay, I'll back up a bit so we can actually see what's up.
Okay.
It's not fair. Because, you know, if you guys get to see me make a mess, you got to see me make the whole mess, right?
That's right. The whole mess.
Yeah.
The whole mess.
That could be the next name. That could be the name of my show.
A whole mess.
A whole mess and nothing but the mess.
Thank you, Melissa. You're so nice.
Whew. I wish I could have rolled those out more, but I did not trust the rolling pin here.
So, Jimmy is telling us that he lives in East Tennessee, where biscuits are high and the gravy is like a river.
Woo! My husband's from East Tennessee. He agrees. I don't know if y'all heard him woo, but that was him.
Oh, yeah, we heard him. We heard him.
Hello!
We are huge Vols fans in this house. About 2-3 minutes per side.
Jimmy says, well, I got to scroll back. Jimmy says, Maryville and Gatlinburg.
Okay. He's from Rockwood.
Yeah,
Which, like,
far from me.
yeah, not too far. Which, like, unless you're from that area, you don't know what those places are.
Melissa Mert says, I love Ryan.
Me too. No, he is the best. I do have a great husband, and I cannot wait for his show. But I did let him know I'm not afraid to fire him.
There you go.
My phone just went out too, so.
Oh no, but it's okay. We have a backup phone now because last week my phone went out. So his phone just broke, Kaz. Like right before we went live, his phone broke. And he didn't even do anything.
It's like white screen.
Yeah, it just white screened on him.
Hi, Jeanette.
So we are having a lot of phone problems here this week. But you know what, guys? I usually do this based off of texture and not trying to follow a recipe, but I always like to give you guys a recipe to go off of. So I think I'm going to change my proportions. Or maybe if I would have just left my proportions the same, it would have been fine. Oh, how are the eggs?
And,
Eggs still need work.
Babs, yes, Ryan is going to be cooking this.
Saturday.
He's getting a test show.
Yeah,
We're gonna do a pilot. We're gonna do a pilot.
Be sure you come on and give him your biggest, toughest criticisms. It'll be me reading the screen, so I'm not going to be too mean. I still want the guy to like me and all.
you're gonna be like Sasha. You're gonna read everything.
I can't be as nice as Sasha though.
I know she reads everything, but she reads it all so sweet.
Yeah, like someone could be saying something so insulting, and it's like, oh, okay. But the way she reads it is just so kind. All right.
Jimmy says that he needs to make us some big buttermilk biscuits.
Yes. Which this is the bread I made earlier. That was a hot mess. But you know what? It's crispy on the outside. It's nice and doughy on the inside.
Yes. That's where it's supposed to be.
So yeah, even if your bread turns into like arts and crafts, it still works. Chestnut. I'll go the other half. Chestnut.
You know what? That's a good question, Mark. I guess we're going to have to check the schedule.
Oh yeah, I need to get a good picture of Ryan. For a schedule, yes. So we will be going on at noon. He already has some ideas for his recipe that he's doing. He's really excited about it.
And he's going to have a camera person.
Yes. And it'll be me, a very, I feel like I'm talented enough.
Oh, that looks good.
Yeah. I feel like these will come out even better, and hopefully we get some pockets out of them. Okay, that one was not as good as I thought it would be, but hopefully we'll get some pockets out of it. Remember, we got to do the water, not the flour.
That's right.
That works better than flour, which it does feel counterintuitive. It feels wrong.
So Jimmy is asking, and by the way, thank you for all the interactivity, Jimmy. We really appreciate it. Jimmy is asking, do y'all ever make anything called mayonnaise muffins? My granny made them, always made them. I've never heard of mayonnaise muffins.
Cornbread muffin kind of thing, because the way that Ryan taught me how to make cornbread, I didn't know how to make cornbread before Ryan taught me, but it's essentially where you just add, the self-rising cornmeal powder, and then you do essentially a bunch of mayonnaise and buttermilk. I imagine that in muffin form would be the mayonnaise muffins. Am I wrong? I might be wrong. That was just an educated guess.
I've never put mayonnaise in cornbread.
Oh yeah, I'll have to. Maybe Ryan will have to do that on one of his shows. He'll have to be the one that shows y'all. Okay, we get a slight little pocket here. I didn't get it doughy enough to where I was able to roll it out, but I see a little pocket there.
Okay, there you go.
And so I'm turning off the heat of my, hold on, I'll show y'all, of the shakshuka, even though like the eggs aren't like quite perfectly set yet, but it's going to carry over cook.
Yes.
As I said it. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off that heat and let it finish.
Especially if you like them runny, they're if you like them runny, they're probably ready. But
yes. Well, this was fun. I guess next time I'll do a practice run of these before I go on. I was like, no, I got it.
no, it would have been fine. You didn't trust the recipe.
I didn't trust my recipe. I spent a long time on it too, just like figuring out what would be the best amount.
That's okay.
Like, is this enough baking soda or baking powder? Yes.
Hey, but you recovered. Look at it.
Yeah, I mean, it still works. So basically, if you have self-rising flour and you throw in some yogurt, it can become bread.
Yeah.
No matter what you do, it can become bread. And actually, it's really crispy and it's like nice and doughy on the inside, nice and soft. It's going to be great.
There you go. Babs says you did great.
Thank you.
Yes.
Oh boy.
And I say you did great too. So.
Thank you. Oh, that.
Because that's what you were making in the first place.
Yeah.
You just took the long way around to get to it.
Right. I mean, really, all I need is to make sure I have something that softs up the tomato. That's all I care about.
Paige agrees. You did great.
There we go. I'm trusting you on this because I know you're not reading the comments being like, what is this girl doing?
No comments like that.
Okay.
Jimmy says it reminds him of pita bread.
Yeah. Except for, of course, I would have probably done a bit more. I think with pita, you want to have some sort of yeast in there so it just like really pops. I was just going something I could make quickly. Jeanette, thank you. Thank you so much for being here.
Wait, oh, Jeanette's going after your goal.
Yes. Get it, girl. All right.
Thank you for all the gifts, guys. The gifts help us do this at Food Talk TV every single day for you guys. And in case you did not know, Food Talk TV is the home of the longest running cooking show on TikTok. Longest running, Sunday Night Live. We are the OGs of cooking. And a lot of you guys in the audience have been with us through most of this entire journey.
Yes.
So thank you so much.
I feel like this would be good with either cilantro or parsley, but I'm a cilantro girl.
And since you're making a dish that's a hybrid of Mexican and North African, coriander is the right call.
Yeah. Though I know some of y'all are very much so against it. Sorry about your taste buds being terrible. Because it is a recessive gene, and it's also a gene mutation. I don't want to go too crazy with that.
Jimmy says in all caps, well, this is my favorite TikTok now. Thank you, Jimmy.
Thank you. All right. Yes. So I'll show y'all after I'm done decorating, but I'm already going to be, because Kaz, I got the second phone now, so I can do the photo.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. Unique Honesty is in the house. Hi, Priscilla.
There. Also got some crumbly feta. I feel like cotija would have worked well as well, but I have feta.
Jeanette Bush says, who likes to eat soap? Yuck.
Are you part of the 20%, Jeanette?
Okay, so what kind of cheese is that?
I'm using sheep's milk feta. which I typically would have liked to use cotija for this, but you use what you got, you know?
You use what you got.
Parmesan even. Oh, and I might want to get, where did my happy spatula go? There we go.
Jeanette wants to make it clear that she loves cilantro.
Okay. Okay, I'm glad you established that for us.
Yes.
Yes, because I was gonna like go be spinning. I feel sorry for you.
I guess I want to know is how do people know what soap tastes like? So.
Right.
Oh, there we go.
There it is. There's that chorizo shakshuka. This recipe is definitely good to go on the page. If you do follow the recipe for this flatbread, make sure you actually follow the recipe and don't second guess yourself. Just like wing it. And, you know, even though I say, hey, try not to add too much flour, don't be afraid to do it. But essentially, you just need flour, baking powder, salt, and yogurt, and you can make this happen. But it's so nice and soft, and like the thinner one is probably, I'm going to fight Ryan for that one. There we go. And hey, I only went 12 minutes over today.
Ha!
Right?
That's right, Babs. Trust the process. Alyssa Hollywood says looks delicious.
I'm still never going to be able to get my show to be just an hour, but you know what? 12 minutes over, that's a huge improvement.
Oh my God, that's like a 40-minute improvement, okay?
It really is, y'all. Usually I run my shows about 2 hours.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll be on for like 3 and not even realize it. Oop.
Let there be light.
Yes. Oh. I'm sure I'm going to have to take better photos when I give it a good rim job. Oh, Ryan. But yeah, that is it, y'all. That is it. That is all I have going on for you today. Thank you so much for joining, and be sure you are following us. Be sure you're following Cooking with Kaz over here, because he's also on. He's doing his show Sunday night. Thank you all so much for joining.
Right.
Keep following me. I'm the Mustard Queen. You can find me at ketchupisgarbage. All right.
She used to be Happy Mustarding.
Yeah, but I like the anchor.
For a short while.
I mean, the app can't tell the difference between positive and negative engagement, so.
No, it can't tell. It can't tell. It just wants the engagement. So,
Oh, yeah. That's a really good way to
thank you, everyone. Oh, Unique, thank you.
Thank you so much for joining. Join us tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Central. That's going to be where we have Grill and Chill with Jesse, and his wife Sasha will be the one filming. Can't wait to see y'all next time, but be sure you're following, hit the bell, so you know what's up. All right. Happy mustarding, my friends.
All right.